Hey, welcome to the shop. I'm Rusty, and this is my shop where I make stuff. What stuff, you ask? Well, all kinds of stuff. Last couple episodes, you saw me put a handle on a folding knife. This episode, we're going to go a little more arts and crafts, where it all started when a friend of mine was asking me about putting flowers on his grandmother's grave, but something a little more permanent, and he asked me if I could make them out of metal. So I knew trying to forge out a rose was very difficult and only masters can do it. So I looked for other alternatives, and I found one on the internet. So these are roses made out of aluminum cans. Ta-da! And we're going to show you how to make them today. Okay, so to get started, you need a can. It's not that hard. You can either get 10 snips, or I found these $10 metal shears at the hardware store. They work a lot easier. They're less bulky, so more manipulable than 10 snips. The easiest way to do is go ahead and clip this ring and just cut all the way around. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch me do all of this because I have preset a bunch of these pieces. So just pull that guy out and then cut down the length and repeat on the other side. What you're going to end up with is two of these. It's not hard to go online and find a pattern to use to trace these out with a Sharpie, but since I'm making a bunch of them, I took one of those and 3D modeled it and put it on my 3D printer so that I can make multiples. And it's going to take about 2 cans to make one of these. What you'll end up with is something looking like this. Ah, too much glare. See, you can just barely fit all 6 pieces on there. If you want to put the leaves at the bottom, you're gonna have to add another can for that and just waste it. But let's get started. Oh, and the big upside today, I don't have to wear safety glasses. Okay, all done. That was fun. Not tedious at all. Next, what you got to do is drill the hole in the center. What I'm going to use is I have this thing called a step bit, specifically meant for sheet metal. You can drill multiple different diameter holes through thin sheets with it. If you don't have one of those, it's fine. Just find the screw you're going to use, get the diameter of that, and then you can find your normal drill bit to make these holes. Now, for more tedium while I use tools and make loud noises. Ooh, I wonder what my lav mic's going to do to the volume on this one. Alright, you saw me flip it over and do it the other direction. That's just to clean up all the burrs that you're eventually going to get. Also, start with your biggest template first. so you can get a feel for how to hold it, keep it from turning in your hands while you're drilling. Okay, now that that's all done, something you should notice. You see this guy? This little piece of scrap wood? See all those holes that are in it now? Make sure you have a piece of scrap under it while you're drilling so you don't ruin a good table or something. Alright, next we got to stack them. And now normally I actually make these longer stem versions that are 8 inches long. Well, 8.5 if you include the flower itself, because these stand in a vase very nicely. But this one I'm making specifically for a friend of mine who also watches the Twitch show and the YouTube channel, that he likes to wear suits a lot. Not knocking it at all. Looks really cool. He's very dapper all the time. But when he saw me make one of these, he asked if I can make a boutonniere version. So I have this extremely short screw that is going to be hard to manipulate so that we can try and get one that will fit onto his lapel. And so, in stacking these on your screw, that if you have a tight hole to screw match, you may have to screw it all the way down. Make sure you start with the smallest one on top. And I'm going to cheat. Nope, not that one. I have a tool. Yeah, that's much faster. Won't even have to speed up this video at this rate. Not a bit. We're just going to stack them all on there. Get a little force pushing them in. Alright, once you have them all on there, you get your backing nut, put that on the bolts. Don't worry about tightening it down now, like real tight, because these are going to turn like this while you're folding all the fins up. And so just try and align them loosely every time you go through a layer. And you should come out right. What you want is like here, you don't want big gaps like this. You want to, oh, they're sticking together. You want them to like overlap so that the middle of one pedal is in the middle of that gap, so you don't end up with this silly business right here. Okay, so let's put the screw gun away. Move the drill. Now all you need for this bit is a pair of needle nose pliers and some patience. So what you're going to do is take this, do one pedal at a time, just roll it to the center. Fold it up like this. Hopefully we can see. Yeah, there we go. You're going to take that, put your finger behind it for support, grab an edge, and just roll it a little. Trying to keep that curve intact to create a single, oh gosh, you can't see anything. There we go. There's a pedal. Also, it's real fun trying to see what's going on my camera upside down. So now, I guess I'm just going to film me doing this and enjoy the music, because I'm definitely going to speed this step up a little bit. So, I'm going to slow this down again. We have one layer done. Don't worry if it doesn't look perfect, because when you pull all these layers up, they're going to cram together and smush this down. Ah, I'm out of camera. So what you want to, if you do want to crush it down a little more, just get some basic pliers, open those jaws up real wide. Make sure you get it under, and see this nut right here? You want that on the top side. You want the flat side going into these pedals. You can just grab it, squeeze it down a little. You can usually do this all the way through. And even on this first layer, I might be able to get the narrow chunk in. Make sure you don't fold your leaves under with the pliers. There we go. All right, back to the fast forward. Okay, there we go. That's all done. Now, time to, see that's a little bit flat, a little ragged. It's time to go ahead and tighten up this screw on the bottom so that we can get locking pliers on it and try and smash this down a little bit. I got my ratchet in there. See if I can get my screwdriver in there. All right, that's nice and tight. You don't need these tools. I just have them, and it makes everything easier. Having the right tools makes every job easier. Ink, ink. Make sure you don't cut yourself doing this bit. What you're doing is pushing up on the inside of each pedal, trying to fold it smoother. Even take this guy, leave it a little open, and press with your thumb. Try and round out that bottom. Alright, so that's Oh no, it twisted when I was tightening it. Ah, darn. Ah, crap. So now you see we got this line right through here where it didn't quite cover up where I wanted it to. See? Look, Rusty makes mistakes. He just did another big boo-boo. We'll get that down in here, and we'll speed this up till I get it all straightened out. Nope. Again. Come on. Okay. Now it's all better. And at some point, you just got to give up and realize it's the best you're going to get. Now, let's move around the cameras, see if I can get some film of painting these. It's not that hard. Base coat for these I'm going to give them is I'm just going to spray paint them. And then maybe in another video, I'll pull out the airbrush for you. Yeah, remember that part where I named my channel Rusty Makes Mistakes? So I filmed myself spray painting outside, and I was recording on the wrong camera. So you got a really great overexposed shot of sunlight on my back. But thought y'all would like to see. This is how the purple turns out. This is for a dear friend of mine. First version, we're going to get the airbrush and play with that one later. This is the boutonniere for another buddy of mine. Turned out pretty well. We're going to add some more highlights and contrast to that one. But thanks for watching the video. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. I only got a couple more viewers to go before I get a big kid URL and I get rid of this hashtag business. Not hashtag, just hash. I'll explain computer science later. That's a totally different video. But thanks for watching. I'm Rusty. Go make your own mistakes.